Hey everyone, welcome back to Buick Outdoors. If you're new here, my name is Sheldon Marion, and today we're getting ready to head out on our first camping trip of the year. But before we go out there, we have to fill up with water. We have to dewinterize the holiday trailer. Alright guys, so now that we have a little bit of water in our holding tank, I'm going to be turning on the pump and we're going to be flushing out all the lines. If you haven't watched my video on how to winterize your holiday trailer, I highly suggest that you start with that one, and I'll put up a little link right here. It should pop up. If not, it'll be at the end of the video, and also there'll be a link in the description below for you that you can click on. Because now basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting off this video where that one ended. So in here we have our water pump. We're going to turn that on. You can hear the water slowly starting to kind of pressure up the system, and basically now we go back here, we can hear the water pump, and this trailer, it's inside here, so we can hear it pressured up, it shut off. So hopefully that means that there's no leaks. But now what we'll do with our water tank, our hot water tank still bypassed, we'll come into here, turn it on cold, and right now it's just drawing all the water from the tank coming up through the water pump and coming through all the lines. So that's cold. Switch her over to hot now, and you can see all the pink stuff. That's all the antifreeze coming out. Also, while you're doing this, you want to check underneath, check all your water lines, make sure you have no big puddles, make sure your drains aren't leaking, anything like that. Right now I don't see any water pooling up. I don't hear any water shooting out anywhere. So right now, so far, we're off to a good start. We turn it back onto cold. That one's good. Once we turned it off, you can hear that the water pump shut off as well. So now we have to come back here and do the same thing. Turn on this top. Now it's running clear. Turn that off. Turn on this top. And while we wait for that to start to run clear, we'll look underneath here where all the piping is for this. And again, there's no water piling up. Our drains aren't leaking. So far, everything is looking good. This one here, it is taking slightly longer to get all that antifreeze out, just because it's further away from the water pump. So now that it's running clear, turn it off, turn this one on, and for the first couple of trips out, there's honestly going to be a little bit of residual still in there. And now, because we do use the shower in here, not only is this going to be winterized, but this was winterized as well. So we'll start off with this one. And this runs off of the same water lines as this one. Right in here, there's just a little T. So instead of coming up here, it just continues over here. So it's not going to take long at all for this one to clear out. That's good and clear. Turn on our shower unit. Our shower's nice and clear. Turn that off. And again, just kind of double check it all. That's good. That one's good. That one's still good. That one, there's a little bit of pink in there yet, but that's okay. And because we left our hot water tank bypass while we're doing this, we didn't fill up the hot water tank with the antifreeze that was already in the lines. So now what we'll be able to do is we'll take off those 2 screws, we'll reverse the valves on there, and then the water will fill up our hot water tank. And then I'll just go through everything and just test them all again. And I'll also open up the panel underneath where the water pump is and just check that for leaks as well. So anyways, I'm going to get these 2 screws out. We're going to open up those valves and we're going to get on with this. Alrighty, so now we got access to our hot water tank. A lot of times where your hot water tank is located, it's a little bit different for the access, but for here we got 2 screws. We're going to do those screws. This panel comes out and here is our bypass valves. So right now with this one open and that one open, inside here it's kind of a different style valve. Right now it only opens flow this way, like this. So when all the flow is coming in through your cold water, it's going around here, because this valve, when it's shut like this, blocks off this. So it comes up and around. You open up this one, so your flow is going through here. And now what we need to do is when we open this, turn that towards there. So now this is pumping into there and it's blocked off from going this way. And once this comes up, once this is all filled up, now when you turn on your water pump on your hot tap, it'll pump it through here. We're gonna sit here for a couple seconds. We're gonna watch and make sure that there's no leaks. And once it's filled up and you hear the water pump shut off, meaning it's pressured up, then we're gonna go around and just double check everything again. And then what we'll do is we'll check the water pump, and then one final thing that we gotta do outside. Alrighty, so as we're pressuring up our hot water tank, we're gonna turn the hot side on here. And basically what we're doing there is just relieving all the air that's in the hot water tank. Now it shouldn't take too much longer, and as all the air comes out of that little bit of the system there, we should be able to build up some pressure here real quick, and then we'll be good to go. And there it comes out. So now we got all the, or a majority of all the air out. I'm just gonna shut off the tops. I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna listen. Water pump shut off. A lot of times, if there's ever a leak, just give it a few seconds. The water pump will shut off, and then every once in a while you'll hear it go brr, brr. And that means there's just a little leak somewhere. It's not going to be overly too major, but a little bit of water turns out to be a massive problem in the long run. So I'm just going to turn this on once more. Looks like it's pumping water, no problem. Turn that one on. That looks good. We got no leaks down there in our water tank. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the cover where the water pump is. I'm going to double check that, make sure there's no leaks in there. Then we'll go outside, do one more check, and then we're going to be off to the races. Okay, so we got our little panel off here, and we're going to take a peek inside. It's pretty hard to see through the camera, but all of our valves are looking good. Everything's holding water. There's no leaks. Everything's nice and quiet. The pump switch is still on, so there's still power going to the pump right now, and it hasn't tried to turn over at all. So that tells me that there shouldn't be any leaks anywhere in the water system. But we're gonna go outside and check one more thing, and then we will top her up with water. We'll be good to go. Alrighty, so we checked everything on the inside of the trailer. Now we're going to open this up, and this is the access to the outside of your hot water tank. So here we're just making sure that the plug right there, it's not leaking. there's a little bit of water coming out, so when I get home maybe I'll put the wrench on there just ever so slightly. Alrighty, so now that we got that all buttoned up, go back inside, we'll turn off our pump. We've checked over everything that we touched last year when we put this thing away and when we winterized it. So everything that we touched, we looked at, we touched it again, make sure there's no leaks, we didn't feel any water. Everything is looking normal and good, which is always a good thing. So, turn off the pump, lock everything back up, top it up with water, and we are heading off camping now. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something from it. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that little like button down in the corner. Leave us a comment or two, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you out there in bear camp.